Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here. I'm joined by Vince Ingenito, Transformer.
Yeah, Autobot Master.
You are transforming yourself into a professional game reviewer right now.
I've been doing that transformation for the last couple of years. I think I'm almost complete.
So you came here looking for the Evolve review, and we've just about got it. Read the beautiful words below, down there. But Vince, I thought we'd talk through it. Let us, when are we going to see the final review? What are your sort of highs, lows? What are you feeling about the game so far? Because, man, we've been playing this game for a year now. It was announced last February at a hands-on event, and I feel like I've played a ton of it. I really like the game. There are a few things that I'm very curious to see how they turned out in the end. So I turn the floor over to you, my friend.
Well, so as in first place, in terms of the full written review and the full video review, people can expect that within a couple of days after launch. We don't have an exact time frame locked down because, of course, we do want to make sure we play the game online once it's in the wild and open to the public.
An ever more critical thing these days.
Sure, of course. We want to make sure that those servers are ship-shape for everyone playing at home. So once we're positive of that, we'll get the review up ASAP. As far as my feelings so far, I feel very much the way that I felt when I first played Evolve, which is I'm just extremely positive on the game right now. In terms of the goals that Turtle Rock Studios set, they set some high ones, creating this kind of asymmetrical, kind of thinking man's arena.
Yeah, 4v1.
Yeah, this 4v1. It's kind of an arena shooter, but really nothing like any arena shooter you've ever played. It's more like a game of hide and go seek, made deadly. And it's kind of a high concept, and Turtle Rock has nailed that in every respect. Like they've created something totally unlike really anything that I've played before, and whereas a lot of developers, when they try something new like that for the first time, they kind of fumble with it.
Or the idea ends up getting scaled back, and what ends up shipping is not what the big idea was.
Right, and that's not the case at all with Evolve. Like everything it said that it was going to be, everything that it said it was going to do, it 100% does.
So, big thing about this game, kind of leading up to it is there enough to it to justify $60 and to keep you playing for a while? And, do I have to have my friends to enjoy this game? So let's address those 2 points.
Absolutely. So in terms of whether or not there's enough content, I think it really depends on what kind of content you're looking for and what you need to justify a $60 price tag.
Yeah.
If it's maps and modes, I feel like Evolve is honestly fine there. It's got 12 starting maps.
Okay.
Each one of those maps has a whole slew of different fun and interesting mods. That
like
you can
weather, right? And minions and
weather, minions, like portals, like so many that honestly,
I like that.
When they first unveiled it, it seemed like there was going to be just 2 map conditions for every map. But it's actually more like 5 or 6 for every map, and there are ones that are exclusive to particular maps. So you won't even see some of them unless you play certain maps. So there's good maps and map variety through those variations. And in terms of number of characters, there's 4 character classes on the hunter side, 3 characters each, 3 monsters to work with. So and all of them have their own sets of skills that take time to learn.
But how about though? Is it annoying to grind to have to unlock everything, or do you find the progression just natural and it's fun?
So this is where it plays back into what you want for your $60, right? One of the things that a lot of people in kind of modern gaming want from a multiplayer game is progression, right? They want things to unlock. They want to have things to work for and look forward to, and that's just a big part of how people play games now. If you want that, Evolve offers that. The problem is that for people like me who see all the possibilities in Evolve, and you see all these different characters and perks you could be using and customizing and playing with, you go, I want all that from the start.
It's all gated off.
Right, it's all gated off until you've played. And granted, you could just go into defend mode, which is already a really fun mode.
Yeah.
But since defend is all about just the hunters defending an objective from the monster, you get into the action very quickly there. So it's easy to grind out all the things you have to do.
I don't like the word grind, Vince.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's not a good word.
It doesn't feel like a grind. You're playing fun matches. And the only thing you really need to do to unlock stuff is just get competent, like base competence with all of a particular character's gadgets or abilities, and then they unlock the next character in that class. So it's not too bad.
So real quick before we go, favorite monster, favorite hunter.
Okay, so my favorite monster is easily Wraith. The reason I love Wraith so much is because most monsters at stage 1 are very vulnerable. They're afraid of getting caught in the mobile arena. Wraith, if you open with like all 3 points in her decoy ability and you take a cooldown reduction perk, then basically even if you get caught at stage 1, you can kind of you can just run the hunters in circles indefinitely until the arena runs out and go and get your farm on. So I like that about Wraith, having that early stage 1 survivability if you play her smart. On the hunter side of things, it's very difficult for me to call a favorite, but I would say that overall my favorite is probably the second support character, which is Bucket. I love.
You knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I love Bucket. He deals an enormous amount of damage, direct damage in combat with his rocket launcher, which is laser guided.
Nice.
So it's hard to escape those rockets, their proximity detonation, but also he can set up a defensive perimeter with his turrets, which also double as a way of spotting the monster when you place them kind of randomly and he runs into them, and you kind of get a sense of where they are. But even more so, what I like about him is that he is, with his UAV ability to detach his head and send out a fast-moving UAV, he can catch up to the monster, mark him for the rest of the team, and kind of work solo to find the monster ahead of the rest of the team to make it easier for the rest of the team to lock him down. Right. I really like that.
So you're feeling good about the gameplay. We're not so sure about having to grind it out. We'll see how the servers do on launch, and then we'll get your final verdict.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent. Well, Vince, thank you so much. And for more on all things Evolve, you're already in the right place right here at IGN.